absolutely love Lara Croft, and I would want any sort of Tomb Raider adaptation to come out and be a major success, but I don't think that's going to happen for Amazon. Lara Croft's casting has been announced, and it is a kind of controversial one. We know that Phoebe Waller-Bridge is going to be working on this project, and there is a The Marvels writer on this, so it's going to have heavy feminist messaging, and it just seems that the internet is now up in flames over all of this news. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I love Lara Croft, but every single piece of news that we have heard about her future has been negative. The games are being rebooted yet again. We don't know what they're going to do. We know that this Amazon series has raging feminists attached to it, but now we've gotten some more news and the official confirmation that it is greenlit, it is going forward, because there were rumors circulating for like 2 years that this wasn't going to happen because Phoebe Waller-Bridge has been signed with Amazon for 5 years. She's made over $100 million and they've made nothing together, but it seems that they're pushing this forward. They're going forward with the rumored casting of Sophie Turner as well, which I don't necessarily think is the worst. We could have gotten a Phoebe Waller-Bridge self-insert, but do I think that this is the best casting decision? Not necessarily. So it says the Tomb Raider live-action series at Amazon Prime Video is getting ready to shoot. The series adaptation of the video game franchise is officially set to begin production on January 19th, 2026, and in addition, Amazon MGM Studios has confirmed for the first time that Sophie Turner will star in the series as Lara Croft. Now, if you don't remember, back in May, we actually saw images of her poolside where she was flexing her muscles, and this is basically where we got confirmation that she was playing Lara Croft, because previously she'd only really done period pieces similar to something like Game of Thrones, and she also had done X-Men as Jean Grey, and I didn't think that she did a terrible job in either of those, but this is a very, different physique that she was taking on. She definitely was taking care of herself, and look, it seems that she is dedicating herself to this project, which is good. It's not like they're going to be expected to, CGI muscles or anything like that. Maybe she'll even do some stunts, but of course, this brings up the boob debate, which I know Phoebe Waller-Bridge had previously made it clear that they were kind of considering casting a smaller chested actress because of realism, which of course is an insane take to have, but we basically had found out back in 2023 that they were talking about the approach they were taking with her. Phoebe Waller-Bridge's quote says she had an attitude. She was very deliberate in what she wanted to do. That all changed when they realized that they could market her to be a sex symbol. She's a Tomb Raider, so she's incredibly fit. She has to squeeze through tiny rock crevices all the time. It is a different experience squeezing through a small rock crevice when you have larger boobs than if you had smaller boobs. Now, I think that Sophie Turner is a relatively pretty actress. She is pretty tall as well, which is nice to see in a Lara, but yeah, she definitely does not have the chest for this role, and I don't think that boobs are Lara Croft's only personality trait, right? But I do think that they are pretty freaking important. Are they going to put her in a padded bra? Probably not, given the comments that Phoebe has made in the past. Now, of course, this in of itself is such a controversial statement, because why adapt something if you don't like the character? Yes, she is a sex symbol, and that should not be deemed a negative thing. I do think that you should be going into these adaptations with the putting your best foot forward with the best of intentions, right? You shouldn't be intentionally looking for someone who doesn't look the part because, oh my gosh, the big boobs were unrealistic. I don't think that anyone is really looking for realism in a video game adaptation. You've found a human being, that's close enough. And if they're not even willing to cast an actress with a bigger bust because, it's objectifying her, and of course it appeals to the male gaze, I do not think we are going to get her in her classic outfit. She'll probably end up in some long sleeve zip up top with jeans. and that's going to be her outfit. I don't think that they are going to market her based on sex appeal. I don't think that they are going to try to actually market this towards the video game fans. And I think that they are going to be so focused on feminism that this could be ruined. And to add insult to injury, we also know that unfortunately, it's not like this is going to have the best writers possible on it, because we know that it has a writer involved who is behind the MCU's The Marvels, Agatha Darkhold Diaries, and WandaVision. Now, I liked WandaVision for the most part up until like the last 2 episodes, but Agatha was bad. The Marvels was obviously a nightmare. So we're just talking about a pile of problems here. I don't think that Sophie Turner alone is the major red flag. We could have literally gotten a Phoebe Waller-Bridge self-insert and she could have cast herself. But at the same time, I just don't really see this going over particularly well, given all of the information that we have at this point. And so far, gamers are not reacting particularly positively to this news. Again, pile of problems here. Her eyes have zero life behind them. One issue that I have with Sophie Turner now, like I have with a lot of Hollywood actresses, is that she had that buccal face fat like surgery where they have these hollowed cheeks now. Anya Taylor-Joy also got it and she looks terrible after. It's like they're trying to look like Tim Burton characters. She looked much prettier going back like a decade ago when she actually looked younger, because this surgery ages actresses so much. But regardless, I think that this is kind of risky. DOA, people going and thinking there should be a minimum bra size requirement to play Lara Croft. I mean, we went from Angelina Jolie to Alicia Vikander, and now this, and I think that Sophie Turner is quite pretty, but I still think that after her surgeries and also the fact that she doesn't, again, fit the full physique of Lara Croft, this probably wasn't the best casting. Now, I think as an actress, she's done pretty good in the past. I wouldn't say that she's been a standout, that she's been one of my favorites by any stretch of the means, but I don't think that Lara Croft is even that difficult of a character to play. I just think they had to find the right balance between somebody who looks pretty and feminine and sexy, and then somebody who has good acting skills. Can she pull this off? Potentially, but if she's given a script that is filled with feminist messaging, then it's not even really going to be her fault that it fails. So yeah, we're talking about a big pile of problems here. Hope she's putting on some muscles. Hey, she did. It did seem that a couple of months ago she was getting jacked for this role and that she was actually dedicating herself to it. So maybe she actually is taking this seriously. Tomb Raider is a doomed franchise never to be as good as the original video games that came out on the PS1 and 2. Yeah, that's gonna flop easily. We're in for so much peak. I liked Alicia Vikander's Lara Croft. This is definitely not going to turn out well, so pretty mixed at this point. And with the direction that the Tomb Raider video games have gone in over the past decade, that also is a major problem, because we know that they have previously tried to reboot and modernize so that they could apologize for Lara Croft's colonialist origins. That narrative is probably going to be pushed into it. We don't have a lot of details at this point in time about what the story is going to be, where they're actually going to start this series, if they're planning on going multiple seasons, or if they're going to just go for a one and done, though only time will tell. But we do officially have Sophie Turner confirmed as Lara Croft, and also the Marvels and Agatha writers being on this project, and of course Phoebe Waller-Bridge helming it. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.